Hey guys, Brew here with another Racial Legends video. So guys, today we're gonna go over Mountain King and how I've built him. I have him at level 60. His max level is max, his masteries is max, but his skills are not max because, as you guys know, legendary skill books are very hard to get. Mountain King, guys, he's a dwarf attack-based champion. I have him with 2 cruel sets and 1 critical rate set because I want to get that critical rate as high as possible and keep that critical damage also as high as possible. As you can see, his stats overall sit at about 71,000 health points, attack at over 3,000. Defense, I don't really care about defense. His speed is at 166. I could get that higher, but I'm going to miss out on other stats. 166 is good so far. I have critical rate 85% and critical damage at 229%. Resistance about 200, mostly because of the artifacts and Great Hall. The artifacts is the banner that gives me, I think, 70 resistance. We're gonna go through that in a bit. And accuracy at 90. I don't care about accuracy because he does not have any skills that need accuracy. Let's look at his gear one by one. I have the cruel set weapon, high in critical rate, high in critical damage. This is what you want in this gear. If this rolled in critical damage or critical rate, I will be much happier. But this overall is a very nice piece of gear to have. Here we have a lot of speed on his helmet, some critical rate, and some critical damage. Again, if the rolls were better, it will be either in critical damage, speed, or critical rate. The same thing with the shield. For the gloves, I did go for critical damage gloves in the primary because that's the only way to reach over 200% critical damage, guys. You need to get critical damage gloves, and if you're lucky enough, you would get a critical rate sub roll. As you can see here, I got 3 bad rolls, but these are critical rate gloves. They were the only ones I had with critical damage as a primary, so I went for these. Ideally, again, it will be critical rate in the sub-slot roll. Same thing with the chest, max out critical rate. For me, it went for speed, 2 rolls on speed, that's okay. And I went for a primary in HP percentage instead of attack. You'll see later in the skill section why I went for HP percentage instead of attack percentage. Speed on the boots, tried to roll critical rate, but I couldn't. So yeah, 40 speed at least. And if you have a substat with critical rate or critical damage, it will be ideal. For the ring, I have a flat primary as attack, then some other rolls below. It would be ideal if this was attack percentage, but I had a HP percentage, which is also helpful for him. Then for the amulet, of course, critical damage with some HP. I would rather have the rolls on HP, but critical damage, it's a 5-star. A 6-star will give me much more critical damage. And the banner, it's an attack banner with some defense, HP percentage, speed, and attack percentage. Ideally, actually, this banner would be resistance. I think it would be better for him in order to resist some of the enemy skills. For now, attack is also okay. Attack or HP would also be okay because Mountain King's skills also are affected by both attack and HP. We're gonna go through the skills right now. So Thundercleave is a simple move, attacks one enemy, HP, attack based. So guys, from my test, I've noticed that his damage is mostly based on HP instead of attack. So this is why I focused on some of the gear going for HP instead of attacks. This is why he sits at 71,000 health instead of like 4,000 or 5,000 attack. But if I get some different kind of gear, I'm gonna test it more thoroughly and hopefully see if the difference is that noticeable. Enchanted Axe is his A2 at 5 turns cooldown. I don't have any books invested in him. If I did, this would be so much more damaging to the opponents. You'll see though how much damage I do versus enemies in the arena. So this one attacks one enemy, ignores 50% of the target's defense. This is always good in high defense targets. Even if you have defense down, this is gonna do much more damage. Regal Force ignores shield and block damage buff. This is always nice, especially against that Skull Crown in the arena. Skull Crown is gonna put her unkillable there. You use this, then kill her, and it's so good to see. And then we have Fabled Skill, increases champion's attack by 50% each time this champion kills an enemy, stacks up to 100%, resets each round. So this is why this is so great in the arena. This is not that great for the dungeons because each wave is a round. So wave 1 is 1 round, wave 2 is 2nd round, and wave 3 is a 3rd round. So this is gonna reset it. This will not carry on to the boss section. So Mountain King can only be useful if the boss has ads. So the dragon and the Fire Knight will not be good for him, but you can use him in the spider, I guess. The spider, the ice golems, like the potion dungeons, they do have ads in there that you can use Mountain King there to kill them and get that that boost, but it's not that great, guys, especially because you cannot guarantee that Mountain King on auto will do the killing blow and get that attack increase. If this was a carry through to each round, this would be so much better. But yeah, it's still good. It's still very good. So all his skills depend on HP and attack. So this is why I like to have high HP, high attack. Although high, I wouldn't call over 3,000 attack high. I would call it if it was over 4.5k, then that would be high. So the reviews overall in the game for him are 4.4 in arena offense, campaign 4.1, and the other keeps, yeah, it's over 4, but it's not that great. And it goes down to the others, especially the clown boss. He's not that great for the clown boss just because he's an attack-based champion. He does not have a multi-hitting A1, and also if you want to go for War Master on him, he's not gonna be that great in the arena. You're gonna lose on potentially some extra damage through his other tier 6 masteries. So let's go over his masteries really quickly. The way I've built him is I didn't go for this support tree because he does not have any debuffs. If you don't have any debuffs, you won't go for the support tree. I would only go for lower of steel, I guess, but the benefit that I do get from the defense tree is much better, especially because I got some extra resistance on him through the improved parry, through the tier 1 mastery there. I went for Bloodthirst to get that heal when he kills an enemy. I also went for Stubbornness, get that resist for each debuff on this champion, stacks up to 30, so that's also good in the arena. And then Retribution, this is always great because if the enemy goes first, you get hit, there's a small chance to counterattack. This is always great. This is always great. I said small chance because 50%, it's like a coin flip every time. Coin flip every time he gets hit. So yeah, the important thing is the offense tree masteries for him. Of course, I went for critical rate, critical damage. I went for single out, increases damage inflicted to targets with less than 40% HP by 8%. This is always good to like execute targets with his attacks. Shield breaker, it's always good versus those teams that are much harder to beat because of shield buffs. You get that extra bit of damage. Ruthless ambush, again, each first hit on the enemy, you gain 8% damage. Then I went for Opportunist, increases damage inflicted to targets with stun, sleep, or freeze debuffs by 12%. I put this on him because I usually take Mountain King with Torment in the arena. I have that duo in the arena, so I always like it because the freeze is going to help Mountain King do more damage. If the enemy is frozen, he receives less damage. So yeah, it counters that the way that debuff works. Cycle of Violence has a 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill. This is always good if it procs. And because Mountain King does a lot of damage, it has that 30% chance to proc. I went for Kill Streak. This is better than his own skill because this carries through each round. So you can potentially get a 12% increase in damage when you kill 2 enemies in the arena or 4 enemies in the dungeons. So this can carry through the battles. Then I went for Blood Shield. This is great because you get a 15% HP, max HP shield when you kill an enemy. So you're gonna kill enemies with Mountain King, you get that shield. This is always good, makes him an extra bit of tanky. If I wanted to build him a bit differently, I will possibly go for Life Drink here, just in order to get that healing done on him. Like heals by 5% of damage inflicted when attacking with 50% HP or less. But that's okay because I do have Arbiter in my team. She can revive him if he dies, and she's alive, of course. So guys, I went for Flawless Execution to get that extra bit of critical damage. 20% extra bit of damage is always good, but someone could say that you could go for Helm Smasher. For me, I don't like the RNG part of this attack, but I guess you can go for Helm Smasher if your critical damage is already high, just for that extra bit of chance to ignore defense. And those defensive champions can be really hard to kill, even for a champion like Mountain King. So the alternatives for Mountain King in terms of gear would be to go for the Relentless set. I've been in discussion with other people who have Mountain King, and they told me that Relentless set is quite good for him. The ones that I do have here do not kind of reach me to that extra bit of critical rate and critical damage that I do want. When I get a few more pieces, then I can try him out with Relentless set, so he can get that 18% chance to get an extra turn. This would be cool because he would keep going each and every time. If he procs, if you're lucky, it's almost 1 in 5. So yeah, enough with the talk, guys. Let's go in the arena and see how he does in the arena. And this is the team I use usually with Mountain King. It's Arbiter, Mountain King, Torment, and Razin. This is the 4 champions that I use. If I don't want to use those, I use my usual Ghostborn Aethel. It works really good versus champions that are weak. Like this team is going to be so much easier with this kind of setup because there's no Torment against me. So if there's Torment against me, I use this kind of team. in order to beat them. And I usually put it on auto, but if I don't put it on auto, I like to just go for the big numbers with Mountain King and see how much damage exactly I can get. So from these ones right here, I think I'll be able to kill Apothecary with like a really big number. So I'm gonna go for the Regal Force first. It's gonna ignore 50% of the target's defense. Let's see. There we go, 71,000. And now he got the first stack up of defense from his passive. I wanna do the last hit on Apothecary and see how much damage I'll do with my Mountain King. So I'm gonna kill everyone else and leave Apothecary in the end for Razin to apply his defense down and weaken. So let's get that second kill, 97,000. As you see, guys, there. We're gonna steal this from. Is that Alton? I think it's Alton. Yeah. So get an attack up again on Mountain King. Mountain King should do his the most amount of damage right now with his attacks. So there's a defense down and a weaken on the target. I don't have my skills up, so I'm gonna do a basic attack, but still, this should be a big number right here, guys. There we go, 83,000. So if I actually use the skill, the attack would be at over 120,000. The highest I did was 160,000 with a hit. Of course, this is like too extreme to do on a single champion, but it's always cool looking at those numbers. So look at Mountain King now. There we go, 22,000. Very nice. It's a very nice way to single out target and snipe them. This is how he's used in late game arena to snipe those hard kill champions with his skills. You're not gonna use his A1, but you're gonna use your skills on those hard to kill champions, especially that the defensive champions are the hardest ones to kill. So again, the same thing. My Razin would do his A3 in auto, and then Mountain King would use his skills first, and then his A1, of course. Let's see, on Trunda, I did 46,000. There we go. So you get the idea on this kind of teams, guys. These are easier teams for me, so I'm going to try and find a team with Torment in, and I'm going to show you how those kind of fights go. Those go for quite a long time. It takes me about 1 or 2 minutes to kill a Torment team, just because of those freeze mechanics. I have a Torment, he has a Torment, so both of the teams get frozen all the time. There we go. He got a stun with my Torment. Let's see my Mountain King now. 90,000. Very nice. But because of the unkillable, Razin went in and cleared it and killed the enemy. So I'm going to go down the list. So this one has... So, okay, this one has Torment and Mountain King only. Obviously, this is not a great team. I'm going to go for this one. 106,000. Of course, my team's rating is much higher because of the resistance everyone has and HP. Level 35 Valkyrie there. She's gonna get nuked, of course. There's no hard teams in the arena. To get the harder teams on a Sunday, you have to reach close to the platinum range. Like the platinum range right now is at 4,350. If you get 4,100, I can easily reach that if I keep refreshing my tokens. But yeah, I just want to farm gold 4. I don't want to reach harder teams that might actually beat me, because if they beat me, then I lose a lot of tokens. So there we go, 91,000. That's a really good way to use Mountain King, like snipe out the targets. It's the only way. He does not do an AoE, so you have him hit those high defensive champions that are hard to kill with the buffs on, especially with his A3, and he takes him down very quickly. So this was it for the arena. I can just show the same thing over and over. Like this one has Duchess Lily too. It has Hegemon. This one should be much harder for me just because of Hegemon. So let's see. Hegemon is gonna lock me. Okay, he only locked one. so he does not have that high of accuracy. So I want to kill Duchess first because she does have a revive, but she's going to be hard to kill with Mountain King. So I'm going to get that Hegemon down. Hopefully get a provoke. There we go. Provoke and a stun. Get Trinda down now. Duchess is so strong, guys. If you were lucky enough to get her when the 2x was on, then yeah, you're very lucky because she's a great champion to have. Trinda went down with Mountain King, so I did have my full attack buff from my passive now unlocked. I should be able to do the maximum amount of damage on targets that are not the opposite affinity, the strongest affinity. So Duchess is annoying now because she revived everyone. I'll try and kill her. Weak hit right there. Mountain King is going to have a hard time killing targets with weak hits, of course, as every other champion would. He's not a void champion. If he was a void champion, he would be like insane just because of the not getting weak hits part in the arena. So I'm going to kill her, not use any skills on her because I want to show quite a bit of big numbers with him, hopefully. So there we go. Is Razin going to go first? Razin. Yeah, put this on Trinda. And we're going to see now, guys, how much damage he's going to do with his A2. He has his skills fully ready. The enemy is frozen, so the enemy is going to receive 25% less damage. But I do have the mastery that gives me 12% more damage when it's frozen. So, and stunned. So I don't know if it stacks. So we're going to see right here. Let's see how much damage I do. There we go, 121,000. That's really nice. High-end Mountain Kings actually get way higher than that. They can reach up to 200,000 crits. So Mountain King should be able to clear this last bit with his A3. There we go, 83,000. Ignores defense just because of the cruel set. So there we go. I'm going to show you now how he can be used for a dungeon, for example. But in the dungeons, as I said, he's going to be useful for the first waves. But on the boss, he's just going to do his normal bit of damage. I don't usually use Mountain King. I usually use like my Royal Guard. It's so much better. But I'm just going to show you here how he's going to do it on the Dragon. The Dragon is the easiest one of the dungeons. So I should be able to clear it with Mountain King. So let's see how he does versus this kind of mobs. Of course, we have having an AoE defense down and weaken. The damage down on these enemies are not going to be that great. We do have now a defense down. Now, you see 71,000. He got that attack boost. And this is how it's going to be. It's going to take me at least 3 to 4 minutes to clear this dungeon. And the bad thing is that Mountain King will just do a bit of damage on the boss. He does not have War Master or Giant Slayer. So his damage is limited to what his gear is. It's not based on the target's HP. As you guys know, War Master and Giant Slayer damage are based on the target's HP. $18,000. Yeah, it goes very slowly right here. It's gonna be a while for Mountain King, but just gonna show you hopefully how when he gets his last bit of boost from killing another target and see how much damage I can do on the targets then. 39,000. 27,000. Again, these numbers are not that great, especially if you have a Royal Guard. $21,000. Hopefully Apothecary won't do the heal on the enemy. $22,000. This takes ages, guys. Ages. I'd rather use my Royal Guard. The only place I use Mountain King, guys, as I said, is the arena. And hopefully when we get faction wars, I can use him there as well. So let's see, 34,000 on that apothecary. Nothing special. Fly poisons. Yeah, that giant slayer actually killed the enemy. So I'm gonna skip this wave. Now my Mountain King's damage has been reduced now because the round has reset. So his damage is gonna be less when he uses his attacks. This one was high because this was his A3. A3 and A2 always do more damage than A1. There you see 20,000 instead of 27,000 I did in the waves before. And until he gets a killing blow, his damage will be the same. So let's skip to the dragon part. So guys, we just reached the boss. So 4 minutes 30 seconds. That's not a great time. Usually I get about 3 minutes to 3 minutes 30 seconds with this kind of team. This is the best champions I do have for the dragon and all other dungeons actually, just because of Molly and Apothecary. The ones that does actually kill the dragon is gonna be Althar and not anyone else. Althar because of his poisons. Mountain King is gonna do a bit of damage, but nothing great because you're gonna see now his attacks are just gonna hit about 49,000. That's great, but you see all those poisons right there? There were 4 poisons on the enemy, each doing 46,000 damage. All that through Althar's poison. That's the ones that kill the dragon, not Mountain King. Mountain King has single attacks, which do about 40,000 damage, 50,000 damage. It depends. 56. It's not that great. He's not gonna be the one that's gonna carry you through the dragon. Now he's got an attack down, so his damage is gonna be less. Yeah, it's even worse. 43,000 now. If his passive stacked through rounds, it would be so much better for the dungeons. But since it does not stack, it's not that great. For dungeons, of course. For arena, it's so good. Like with this kind of gear, you can use Mountain King to clear campaign as well. But it's just going to take a lot of time just because of that single target. Mountain King is going to need to do like 4 turns each round. So 4 turns, 4 turns, 4 turns. He's going to do 12 turns in order to kill the campaign. Oh, this is nice. This is a nice helmet. 6 stars, critical damage, critical rate. If I get rolls in either of these, it's going to be a good piece of gear for accuracy. Nice. So guys, this was my guide on how to build Mountain King and how I've built him actually. You might have built him differently. If you did build him with Relentless, please comment down below if it's much better for you instead of the Cruel set, for example. But a Cruel set is always good because that ignores 5% extra enemy defense and the attack percentage increase for Mountain King. Ideally, I would replace critical rate set eventually when I get better gear, but for now, this is the gear that I use on him. So guys, if you like this video, leave a like down below. Comment on which other champion you would like a guide from me to see. I could potentially find another user's account and do a guide using that account instead. So leave a comment down below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys. Bye.